Have you ever picked up a book or a series of books that just felt huge? You know, the kind that spans centuries, jumps between worlds, and follows generations of a family, all tangled up in one massive central mystery? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. Let's get into the Chronos Trilogy. Right at the very heart of this epic story is one single question. It's a name that gets whispered across time, from these hyper-advanced cities on Earth all the way to the dusty colonies on Mars. It's like a ghost in the machine of civilization. And the question is, who or what is Kalki? Honestly, this one question is what drives everything. Now, the world this story is set in? It's incredible. We're talking about a future with these sprawling AI-run cities that are super comfortable, but also kind of suffocating. You've got human settlements deep inside Martian canyons, and even biohacked people learning to fly on Titan. But here's the thing you gotta remember. This amazing, ultra-futuristic canvas, it's just the stage. It's not the story itself. So, you're probably wondering, how do you even tell a story this big? Well, the whole thing is broken up into 3 different timelines. Each one follows a new generation. But here's the key. They are all on the exact same quest, searching for the exact same thing, Kalki. And this is where it gets really cool. The story doesn't unfold in a straight line. We actually start way out in the distant future, about 350 years from now. That's where a woman named Leela first hears that whisper of the name Kalki on Mars. Then we jump back in time to her son, Shibu, who's living about 100 years from us, and he's using this wild simulation tech to travel into the past. And then, finally, we go all the way back to where it started, just 10 years from today, where 2 people, Kadar and Kajol, unknowingly plant the seed for this whole mystery. So let's meet our main players, our investigators. Way in the future, you've got Leela, this genius engineer who escapes her AI-controlled city to find freedom on Mars. A couple centuries earlier, her son Shibu dives into a powerful simulation, basically time-traveling into a broken, dystopian version of the past to find answers. And then, back in the near future, we have Kedar, a burned-out programmer, and Kajol, a courtesan, who are about to kick off the entire cycle. The best way to think about it is not as 3 separate stories, but as 3 parallel investigations trying to solve the exact same puzzle. So to put it simply, what we've got here are 3 distinct timelines, 3 generations of the same family, all wrapped up in one single unifying mystery. Their stories aren't just bumping into each other, they are woven together so tightly you can't pull them apart. Okay, so how are we supposed to make sense of this crazy complex web of a story? Well, the author was pretty clever about it because the answer's actually hidden in plain sight. It's right there in the titles of the 3 books. They're not just cool names. They are literally the keys you need to unlock the entire framework of the story. It all comes down to 3 concepts, 3 keys that are going to help us unlock this whole thing: Tantra, Yantra, and Mantra. Once you get what these 3 ideas mean, the entire structure of this future world and the whole mystery of Kalki starts to click into place. Let's start with the first key, Tantra. Now, in this universe, Tantra is all about the pure knowledge, the raw information that serves as the blueprint for a society. Think of it like the core philosophy or the source code that tells everyone how things should work. It's the what. Okay, next up is Yantra. So if Tantra is the knowledge, the blueprint, then Yantra is the actual machine that brings that knowledge to life. It's the physical thing, or the digital architecture, like that AI-run city or the simulation engine. It's the tool that puts the plan into action. It's the how. And that brings us to the final piece, the mantra. So you've got the knowledge, the Tantra. You've got the machine, the Yantra. Well, the mantra is the secret code, the password, the command you give to turn the whole thing on. It's the trigger that activates the system and makes it all go. All right, so we have our 3 keys now: the knowledge, the machine, and the code. With those in our pocket, we can finally unlock the central mystery of this whole trilogy. This is the moment we've been building to. So after everything, what is Kalki? And it turns out, Kalki isn't a person. It's not a god, or even one single all-powerful AI. It's a protocol. A living, breathing, evolving set of rules for civilization itself, and it runs invisibly on a distributed network, kind of like a blockchain. It's not a ruler telling people what to do. It's something way deeper. It's the actual operating system for society. In this protocol, it's got its own prime directives. First, it has to be invisible, working in the background so no one can mess with it. Second, it's consequentialist, meaning it guides society based on what actually works, not some rigid ideology. Third, it has a built-in drive to grow and evolve. And finally, its main goal is concordance, to create harmony and consensus across all of human civilization.
Discovering this protocol is the big payoff everyone was searching for. It's the ultimate answer. And as the books put it, it's a resolution so complete and comprehensive that it ties up almost all loose ends, finally solving that puzzle that haunted 3 generations of searchers.
So, with the central mystery finally solved, we can kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. Because this trilogy, it's not just a cool sci-fi adventure story. It's really a deep exploration of the nature of time, of consciousness, and of information itself.
And here's how it all comes full circle. Remember that bloodline that started with Kadar and Kajol way back in the near future? Well, it turns out their actual DNA, passed down all those generations to their descendant Yug, is carrying the final key. The information that's been locked away in his genes is the exact thing the searchers in the future need to unlock the whole puzzle. It's incredible.
Now, for all you sci-fi fans out there, this whole idea might sound a little bit like Isaac Asimov's famous psychohistory from the Foundation series, but there's a really important difference. Asimov's idea was about using math to predict and manage huge populations, kind of from the top down. The Kalki protocol is the total opposite. It's a self-correcting system made of pure information that guides society organically, from the inside out.
And all of this leads us to the final, really mind-bending idea at the core of this whole trilogy. What if information is the real substance of the universe, and time is just the thing that gives it shape? Which of course leaves us with one last massive question to chew on. If our entire reality is built on information, then who or what writes the protocol?